Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm so happy to start the session today with removing duplicates in PySpark. I have although talked about this in the previous video, but I'm going to slightly cover more about this um, with some examples, right? Because removing duplicates in PySpark is simple as how we do in SQL, but removing them correctly is what really matters. So in this video, let's have one dataset and handle duplicates the same way it's done in the real production system and interviews. Now let's get started. We need to have a data prepared for this. So let's say data equal to, I have 1 comma alias HR and the date 2024 0101. Okay, this has to be in double quotes and let's say 2 comma Bob IT, yeah, and let's say Charlie IT this. Let's keep this as February. I don't want again David here. I need Alice itself, and it would be HR with 60,000, and I would say I would prefer to go with the same date. There we are, and I would again need Bob, who's an IT, let's say 70,000. Let's keep this with another date. Now, if you see this, I don't want this to be in strings. You see the color change, right? So that's why we should always try creating the data set. We'll understand small things, how it reacts. Uh, let's keep another name, like I keep it as David. Uh, HR 20,000, 2024, 0505. Cool. Now, if you see this Alice record is being duplicated, okay? Let's keep the numbers also same. And if you see Bob IT, it's the same employee, but there is a change in the salary, right? From 60,000 to 70,000. So that's the catch that you need to note over here. Let's create the columns. Let's say I would say this as the employee ID. How beautiful employee ID is, right? Just imagine if you're getting an employee ID 123. It's simple, but God's grace. But if you are in corporate, you would be knowing what your employee ID is. Employee name, it's the department, salary and date. There we have. Beautiful intelligence. I just love that. DF is equal to spark dot create data frame. Mhm. Data comma columns, and then I say df dot, sorry, df dot show, df dot show, yeah. Let's run this. Did I cancel? I'm so sorry. Come on, serverless cluster. Come on. In the meantime, I already said I intentionally created some multiple records with duplicates and some records just changing the salary. Let's try to fix them step by step without changing the data. So let's think what a duplicate is. A duplicate is not just repeated rows. A duplicate depends on the business meaning, not just the data shape. Same rows, it can be twice or thrice. It's a technical duplicate. Same employee, different records. It's a business duplicate. Same key, different facts, not a duplicate, right? This set of mindset is very important to understand our data, and you need to ask the right question to the business and then take a decision accordingly. Now let's see how to take the duplicates or how to know or to identify the duplicates in this data set. I have shown you in the previous video in a different way, but let's do in another way. There also we used group by, right? That just displays group by the name with the with the count. Uh, so here let's do the same thing over here first. I would say df dot columns is in df. Yeah, it's df dot. Okay, and let's say dot count. There is some mistake. Let's fix that filter. And I'm saying count greater than 1. Let's show that. Right. Uh, let's see. There is an error. Uh, 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 uh. Let's fix that. Group by. Oh, how can I do this? It should not be in GOTS. Again. Uh, please bear with me, guys. But this is all good. Again. Another one. Okay, got it. I'm sure something wrong in my keypad or something wrong in my. I'm just trying to type it without seeing the keyboard, but I'm not going to do that again. Let's be careful. Uh, okay. So this will show the number of duplicates that we have, right? Now you might be wondering why there is no duplicate being captured here since I told that there is a duplicate for Alice having HR with same number of salary and date. But you should understand what I'm doing here. I'm saying df dot columns. I'm saying you check you do group by with all the columns, right? Then it will do group by including the ID also. But ID for allies is not same. It's 1 and 4. So in that case, all the records seems to be unique. But if I pick only for this column, it would show duplicate, correct? Now if I just change that by df.emp name, you could see that like Alice has got 2 records, Bob has got 2 records. As simple as that. Now I'm not going to put it into a data frame because we don't want that. I'm just letting you know that this is how you can get the duplicates and identify from the data. So that's simplified for us. Now I want to look into another one. Let's do drop duplicates over here, okay? Let's say drop duplicates. Yeah, how do you do that? I'm putting that into a different data frame called exact tubes is equal to df dot drop duplicates, and let's even show that ideally there won't be any duplicates here because it includes the employee ID as well, so there won't be any records being dropped. Okay, this is safe only when the rows are 100% identical. Now just imagine if the ID, employee ID is also being unique across for allies, then this record would have been deleted from the data frame. So these are the business duplicates, but they are not the technical ones. And if you think that I can simply go ahead and drop duplicates for the employee name, this is blindly dropping a data and can, remove a valid record sometime. So if you say this in the interview, the person would not appreciate this. So the best way to answer or handle duplicates in your real-time scenario or in your interviewing time is say that the correct approach would be by using a window function. Now to use a window function, we need three things to be called or imported. So from PySpark dot SQL dot functions, right? Let's import window and row number and call, not collections, call. So there we have now what? SQL dot. Oh yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, I got it, I got it. So this is very important. See this, so I'd say this is SQL dot Windows and then import this. Okay, then say from PySpark dot SQL dot functions import row number comma call. Now it should work. There we have. So it's window, not Windows. Okay. Now let's define the Windows logic over here. Okay. That is to keep the latest record per employee. So let's create window underscore spec is equal to Windows dot partition by what? By employee name. Yes. And we need to, you know, order by call of date that we have in descending so that you get the latest one in the towel. Okay, let's try to see what's there in this. So your Windows, oh, okay, okay, we won't be able to do this. My bad, my bad. Okay, so we have the Windows spec. So partition by with employee name dot order by with what? The date in a descending format. Now let's apply the row number. So applying row number is simple as we do in SQL. Okay, so let's say df ranked is equal to df underscore no exact dupes dot. I need to create a rank column, right? So let's create dot width column, and I would say that as rn. Okay, and I would say row underscore number dot over, and inside that over, let's call the window underscore spec. Okay, now let's show this df underscore ranked. Let's display it or show it. You should be getting uh there we have. Apologies guys, it's employee name. I had an n in between. So let's rerun this and rerun this. There we have, right? So the first record had one, second record with respect to the date, it had two, and for Bob, you see the latest record is one, and the previous record is two. Now with this, we can filter it out, right? Whether you want to keep only equal to one means this first record will be considered. Second record is not considered. In that case, your data frame will have the latest records. So let's say df dot um, dedupe. Let's give a name business. Okay, df underscore ranked filter where call of rn equal to 1, and I don't want this drop rn. That's df underscore business dot show. Oh yeah, I understand this. So the brackets had a problem. It's always good to make mistakes so that we know what to do and what not to do. We exactly have now 4 records. It's been filtered out with the latest one. As simple as that. This keeps one correct business record per employee. Now, I would like to give you like a quick way of understanding your data and asking the question with some tricks. So, understand what is entity versus event kind of duplicates. It's very important because while removing duplicates, understand if the data is an entity or an event. Ask yourself or ask the business. So, if the data type is entity, example like employee or customer, probably the action that we need to take will be removing the duplicates. But if it's an event, let's say there is an order, there is a payment transaction, there is a receipt, then the action is aggregate, right? So for an event data, let's not remove the duplicates. We need to aggregate. We have seen this in the last video, but I'm just again doing it once again for here so that it gets revised. So let's say aggregate, right? So for that, df dot group by employee underscore name. I would say aggregate and let's say salary as max. Okay. And let's also show it off, right? So for each person, what's the max salary? But in my last session, it was a little different. We actually called an import function called salary, sorry, max, and then we did this, right? So there it was different. Here it's different. Hope you were able to recollect that. I would like to show you the explanation or just recapping what we did in the last video, just to know the different way of getting the max. So for that, let's call max over here. Let's rerun that, then come down. Let's say df dot group by dot aggregate, right? Uh, Group by what? Employee name dot aggregate max of salary, and if you want, you can give an alias name max salary dot show. Okay, so we have a brackets here, and let's run. There we have. If you see, this is all same, right? There is one more way which I want to show you where you can, when you have a real-time data, this is not exactly how you're going to type. We'll be having a lengthy coding being written. So you need to know how to do an intent, how to do a line break, etc. So for that, let's say if you keep it over here and then you want to keep the show on the next line, you see there is an error. If I run this, you'll get an error. So you need to break the line over here and you need to have an intent. I don't think so you need an intent over there. Yeah, just you need to break the line. And if you rerun, there you go. How simple is that? So in short, I first want you guys to identify whether duplicates represent the same business entity or multiple business events. Based on that, I either deduplicate, that is remove the duplicates using window functions, or aggregate the data. So the common mistakes, what I had noticed is simply or blindly removing the duplicates by using the function called dropDuplicates just to match the count of records. No, don't hurry to do to execute that, right? Ignoring business meaning, deduplicating an event data. These are all common mistakes. Never do all these things. These mistakes cause silent data loss, which will be a very painful when you realize in the later phase. As I always said, duplicates are not a technical problem, they are a business problem. Exact duplicates can be dropped. Business duplicates requires window functions. Even data should be aggregated and not duplicated. I hope you would like this video. Subscribe to D Simplified for real world PySpark and data engineering tutorials. See you in the next video. Until then, like, share, and subscribe. Have a good day. Thank you so much. Bye.